Excuse me. Excuse me. Is that like the best ice cream to get in London?
What?
Is that the best ice cream to get in London?
Like, I try first, but it's quite tasty.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Oh yeah? Fun.
Like
And let's walk this way because of the horse. And your accent is from like
I'm from Poland.
From Poland.
Yeah.
I knew it.
Yeah.
You have the most Polish accent I've like ever seen.
It's not good, I think.
Well, it could be both ways, right?
Yeah, but like, I don't live here really long.
Yeah, you don't live here for long. That's why you get an ice cream, because ice cream is usually not for
Only
like
for
locals.
tourists, yeah.
It's more for tourists,
Yeah.
right? Excuse me. Hi. I just had to say one thing. You guys have the best vibe I've seen today.
Thank you.
You must be like a tourist. Excuse me. Hi. Did you know you're not allowed to stand here? Did you know you're not allowed to stand here?
Why?
It's my spot. No, I'm just joking. I have to say you have really nice style.
Oh, thank you.
I have to say you have the best sunglasses I've seen today.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. Is it like is it Gucci?
They are, yeah, they're Gucci made, yeah.
I get my sunglasses from Primark usually.
Okay, cool.
Did you know the first impression is everything when it comes to game? 5 seconds, that's how much you have to get your first impression. That's basically how long it takes for the girl to gauge if she wants to stick around or not. And in this video, I'm going to be giving you 4 secrets that will get your approach from 0 to 100. Basically, these are the 4 key components that you need to do in the approach to get your best foot forward. And these 4 components are actually not even to do with the words, because what a lot of guys believe is that it's all about the words, right? And they're like, oh, what should I say in the open? What's the magic word? But it's actually about the non-verbals, right? Actually, if you do want to know what to say, because yes, that will be important too, to a certain extent, I'm going to be making a future video on that, so make sure you click the subscribe button now. But this video is going to be about the non-verbals, which is 10 times more important. So let's get into that now. All right, now let's get right into it. Number 1, the eye contact. This is potentially the most important non-verbal ever, because what it is it creates that sexual tension, right? That attraction just off of the eye contact. Back in the days when humans, they couldn't even speak, that's all we had. We just had that eye contact where we would look into the girl's eyes and she could tell exactly what we're thinking. And this is what I want you to do. When you go out, when you approach that girl, you need to look into her eyes, think of something sexually, and she will be able to tell what you're thinking. It creates that sexual tension with her. And that's exactly what girls want you to do when you're flirting with them, right? And now there's other aspects of the eye contact. Usually guys that are confident, they're very comfortable in maintaining eye contact, whereas better males, they're not. They can't keep eye contact, right? They'll look into the girl's eye for a second, and the next thing is they're looking somewhere else because they're just too shy to maintain that eye contact. So next time that you go out, right, pay attention to your eye contact. Is it strong or is it weak? All right. Now number 2, the voice. The voice is so important because we associate the voice with status, right? When you think about men that are in very powerful positions, when you think about high profile men, they always have a good voice, right? We always respond well to people that have a loud, decisive voice, right? Just imagine the king thousands of years ago. Just think about how the king would speak, right? He wouldn't be speaking in a low volume kind of undecisive voice, right? He's not going to be the king for a long time. And that's exactly the same when you're speaking to the girl, right? You have to speak with authority. You have to speak with decisiveness. You have to kind of go up to her and make sure that she can hear you first. If she can't hear you, right, it's basically over. But also, going back thousands of years, our ancestors always responded well to people that had the loudest and the most authoritative voice, right? So it's just natural for us, even as men, we respond to other men with good voice as well. So for girls, it's even more important. All right, number 1, the volume of the voice. It's so important that you're speaking loudly. So firstly, the girl can hear you. If she can't hear you, That's it, it's over. Number two, it's the tonality, right? Are you speaking like you're the boss, or are you speaking like you're the cleaner? Because if you're the boss, you're going to be speaking like you own the place, right? Tonality is going down, whereas if you're not the boss, if you're the cleaner, tonality is going up. Now, this is just examples. Obviously, some cleaners, they're proper on it, no offense. Now, going to the pitch, right? You don't want to be speaking like you're a 10-year-old kid, like speaking like, oh my God, I just saw you, you look so beautiful. Right? You don't want to be speaking like that. You want to be speaking with decisiveness, authority, right? Deep voice, that's what you want to do. Now, if you don't have a deep voice, that's fine. What you can do, you can get a voice coach. You can get a voice coach to train your voice. I've had a voice coach, right? And if you have some kind of problem with your voice, that's okay. You can change it, right? Search on Google voice coach. Smiling, this is number 3. This is so important, even when you're meeting guys, even when you're meeting anyone, right? At work, with friends. When you smile, it's a charismatic trait. It shows that you are confident, right? So in terms of girls, it opens up the interaction 300% more. It gets you laid more, right? Do I need to keep going, or is that enough? And it shows that it's a playful conversation, right? It's fun. You're bringing fun into the interaction, because no girl wants to have a conversation with a guy that's going to have a boring, serious conversation. All right, now the last but not the least, enthusiasm. The best way to describe this is, just imagine you haven't seen your best friend for 2 years, right? And randomly you just see him on the street. How would you approach him? Would you go up to him and be like, oh my God, bro, it's been so long, like, where have you been? Or would you go up to him and would you say, oh my God, bro, where have you been? It's been 2 years, that's fucking nuts, it's crazy. Like, that's exactly how you should approach the girl, right? Every time you approach the girl, just remember that you need to have excitement, you need to have passion. That's how you capture her attention, right? That's the way you get her to stop whatever she's thinking and get her to concentrate on you. Just imagine, right, the girl is walking around, she's probably listening to music, she's thinking about whatever, she's like, okay, like, where's the nearest store to get some food, to get this, to get that, thinking about what she's doing tomorrow, what breakfast she's gonna have, blah, blah, blah. And then suddenly you jump in front of her, right? She needs a little bit of energy from your side to kind of to stop whatever she's doing and concentrate on you, right? And that's why it's so important to have that energy, to have that passion. The best way to do that is to obviously think about you haven't seen your best friend for 2 years, or if you just can't get your energy level up, what I suggest is you do at least 5 warm-up approaches, right? These are just easy approaches. You go up to a girl, you say whatever, you get people's opinions, you do indirect approaches. Doesn't really matter because what it is your social muscle is just like your biceps, right? When you go into the gym, what do you do first? You warm them up and then you get more energy into them, right? This is the same. Your social muscle is just like a normal muscle. It needs to get warmed up, and that's how you boost your energy levels, okay? What I actually suggest, and this is what I do with my clients, is I take them to a very touristic area and I get them to do something funny, like press-ups. Do press-ups, I don't know, take your top off, start running around, right? We saw this guy today in Leicester Square in London, and he had something written on a cardboard, and he had it like on him, and he was just walking around. It was like, oh, I'm stupid or whatever, some funny shit like that. That gets you excited, that gets you kind of energetic, right? Now, for everyone is different. For you, you might be approaching girls, saying funny comments, right? Just joking around with girls. For someone else, might be doing press-ups. So just find out what gets you excited, what gets your energy level up, and go do that every time, so that when you approach that beautiful girl, you have the right energy. So actually, I was with a client the other day in Westfield. It's a mall in London. It's one of the biggest malls in Europe. And we were walking, we were doing a session, and this salesperson approached us, very low energy. We could barely hear him, right? And what happened is we didn't even acknowledge him. We just walked past, right? 10 minutes later, this guy, he came in front of us, really good eye contact, extremely good energy. And he said, I have the best sunglasses for you, right? And he just took us into the shop and he showed us the sunglasses, and the approach was so good that I actually wanted to buy the sunglasses, because I thought, you know, this sunglasses must be the shit, right? Because what we do, we associate the salesperson with the product. Now, the first person that approached us might have had an amazing product, but because his sales pitch was so bad, we just associate the product with what he did. So we think, okay, the product's got to be shit as well. And the girl does exactly that, right? The girl associates us with the approach. So if you do a bad approach, she's gonna think you're a shit person, right? If you do an amazing approach, she's gonna think, all right, this guy's gonna be high value, he's gonna be high status, he's gonna have so much to offer. All right, so that's the 4 key elements out of the way. Having said that, there are other aspects that's important with first impression, like for example, the clothes. The clothes is really important because people can actually tell what kind of person you are from what you dress. So what I suggest is you spend a little bit money, go to a premium store, right? Don't go to like these high street brands like Zara, or H&M or Topshop. You don't need to have like 50 different pairs of clothes. Just get a good, one really good pair, right? And that's all you're gonna need, right? Get one for winter, one for summer, one for spring, whatever. And if you have zero like fashion taste, like I actually didn't know anything about fashion, what I suggest is go to these. So in London we have shops like Massimo Dutti, which is it's a more high-end version of Zara. We have All Saints, right? We have Reiss. So depending on where you live in the world, I suggest you go to a little bit more upper class shop and go and speak to the people that work there, because they're trained to be good with fashion, right? Just go up to one of the girls that work there and say, listen, I want to get a good outfit, but I just have no clue what would suit me, right? And get their opinion on it. And then the second thing is your posture, right? What I actually tell my clients is just imagine you swallow the string. What's going to happen is you're going to be your chest is going to be straight, your shoulders back, your neck upright. And this is very important because we associate posture with status as well. So usually if you see very successful guys, they have a good posture, right? They're walking with their head up. If you see like homeless guys that are not like not successful, they'll have their heads down, kind of looking down, neck forward, not very attractive, right? So yeah, that's it. Now for the mission guys, what I want you to do is I want you to go out and do 3 approaches this week. And what I want you to do is, for your first approach, you cannot speak. So you do the front stop, and all you're gonna do is stop her with your eyes and your smile, right? So you do the run around and you just go like that, and that's it. That's all you're gonna do. Once she talks, then you're allowed to talk, right? And then for the other 2, what I want you to do is imagine the friend scenario. You haven't seen your best friend for 2 years, and you're gonna go in with extreme energy, right? Go in and I just want you to explode with passion and excitement, right? And what we're gonna do next week is I'm gonna get you to comment on the video what kind of results you got from the approaches. All right, so I'm very excited for this week. Make sure you do your mission, because it's so important that you're implementing everything that you learn in this video. And yeah, I'm gonna catch you next week. Nav.